Hi everyone, this is Dave. Hey, I wanted to run through some of the links I put up um, this week just to give you a bit of an explanation. So this little box is the overview of the week right here. And you'll see once you post things, you join a book talk. Um, I've set up a bunch of links, and I will open a forum in a little while, but I'm not opening it yet. I want people to take some time to explore things before they respond in a forum. So this forum is going to be looking at writing opportunities for students, and young people especially. And I've put up some links. Now these links are a little dated. They range from, some of them, they're running around mid-2000s, like 2010, 2007, stuff like that. I think they're still valid. They look at 826 Valencia and writing centers, some family writing issues, some cool things like Letters to the Next President. That was a great project a number of years ago, I think before Obama's first term. Writing on the Walls, and a few other things. Now, if we go to the course itself, topic 10, excuse my speed scroll here. I'm sorry, topic 9. I've put a number of other links. I am really intrigued by this link Stacy shared last week, and I know it can be tough with all the writing going on to tackle another piece of reading. I think this reading is worth it. It is worth it because it's looking at education in a slightly different way than the traditional. And in this day of Common Core and smarter balance testing and all the structure that is being imposed on people, I think when we can see novel, new ways of changing the system, whether it's the system within a classroom or a school or district, then it behooves us to look at that. And an ERL 590 like this is beyond just the give me the quick thing I can put in my classroom. It's also looking at structures in a big way. So that's why I put this link back up here, even though Stacy shared it last week. It's worth looking at. Teen Inc., which if you haven't seen, it's pretty darn cool. It is, whoops, sorry, I want these to open. Nope. It's a monthly magazine of student writing, and kids can get published. There's a charge, but I'll tell you there are free sample issues and 45 bucks a year. If you can't get that in your budget, I bet you can get someone to sponsor that. I just know you can. Connected Learning is sort of a precursor to Knowledge Works from Stacy. And Connected Learning is all about looking at how we connect what kids learn in school with their experiences, with the world outside, with other teachers who are not within school. Connected Learning, I think, is cool because it joins together those topics we looked at, those PDFs I linked, Living and Learning with New Media, and Participatory Culture. And it's pretty darn cool. So there's a bunch of links here about Connected Learning. There's some webinar things, some case studies, some stories. Their infographic is wicked cool. Short videos, some examples, some research behind it. Again, looking at the research is very helpful. While I am not assigning people to read these crazy, like 80-page studies, looking at the executive summary is always helpful, and browsing and finding what works. But this is really a kind of site you can browse, you can get the gist of it, you can find things out. Fan fiction, if you have ever had a student write fan fiction, this draws some pretty cool people. It's not all, totally kid safe. It's not stuff I'd pop out in the classroom necessarily. But some of your students will find their way to fan fiction and will write crazy amounts of stuff And when it comes to your cool essay idea on 10 things to change the world, they will dry up and hate writing. So I think it's worth seeing what these kids do. And service learning, something that has been around for some time. This is a link from the EPA. It's a brochure they have on service learning, what it looks like in environmental type things. It's not the biggest thing I've ever seen, but it's a pretty cool way of doing it. Challenge-based learning was something that some Apple certified or Apple honored educators came up with. It's like service learning, but it goes a little beyond that to sort of setting up challenges. These are some of the tenets of it: flexible framework, scalable, students in charge of their learning. I would actually say that's not quite the case, that there are teachers in charge of learning, but students sure get a hand on making some decisions. Again, like connected learning, it looks outside the classroom, and it's pretty cool. So let me go on. Digital is a gigantic gargantuan thing. Now I take it back. I thought we had used it already, but we haven't. So Digital is from the National Writing Project, and it is this huge collection of work by teachers all over the place. Work is organized in collections, and these are the collections. Categories: teach and learn, the art and craft of writing. Look, here's the thing on the short form, okay? Provocations, which are sort of big ideas, okay? This is not really like a, hey, how do I do this? This site was designed, these collections were designed as a look at what writing is now. It is not meant to be a please use computers type of thing. It is meant to be a, hey, here's what's going on in our classrooms today. So you can browse collections and see what people are doing in their classrooms all over the world. Let's look at one quickly. Teaching in a Movement for Justice. So a collection, Paul Allison, this guy's a teacher in New York City, went through all the things people have written in this site. He wrote an intro. He raises some big questions. And these are the resources he's linked to. So, read this, Teaching in a Movement for Justice, very cool. Here's one thing that he's linked: Black Lives Matter, Youth Voices. And now, this is a picture of a classroom, of what's going on in this classroom. Choose a name from our list of 25 stories on Wikipedia, then read and annotate. So it gives you a chance to see what's going on in these classrooms. All right, now here's a cool piece of writing called Night for Henry Dumas. And, you can really explore these things, all right? So I want to go back. I've lost my way. Okay, hang on. All right, so that often doesn't happen where you get in a dead end, and I think that just put me in a dead end. So I'm going to run back to it a second. Now, things are also tagged so that you can go to Community and you can see all the tags, okay? So let's just look for all the tags. And you'll see the big ones have the most things. I wrote something in here about comics, and I don't even know if I'll find it quick, and so I won't. But there's just all kinds of things in here, and it's really worth browsing. It's really, when you think about what's going on in classrooms today, it's pretty cool. So let's see if I can pull one thing up. It was called Serious Comics. And oh, here we go. So here's an example of a resource, all right? This is a girl's comic, or a graphic novel, not really a comic. She created after reading a book in my English class years ago. We worked with Games for Change. We used some mind mapping things, and we used Comic Life. And I tell the story of Vanessa, who designed this comic, or graphic novel. I even give it to you, and you can even, flip through it and read, and I've written about why she did what she did and what it looks like and the whole thing. Okay? So that is Digital Liz. I'm going to put up a few other links as I come across them. But what I'd like you to do is to really browse them. What we're trying to do is we're trying to come up with an idea of what is the state of writing opportunities today. And we're going to sort of ask, like, are we taking advantage of these writing opportunities? What exactly are we doing, and what exactly are our kids doing with writing? There will be a ton of possibilities, and it's up for you to explore and sort of look at things. Why are we doing this? Well, the final project is going to be this sort of big picture project you'll take on, looking at writing possibilities and coming up with some cool project, some cool approach. I'll have the details for those in just a little bit, but what we're doing right now, and sort of what we've been doing all through this course, is doing the prep work for that final project. I think when you see the project shortly, and I think the details are in the syllabus a little bit, you'll get a sense that, like, gee, actually everything we've done in this course is sort of building stuff for our path to that final project. So I hope that makes sense. If not, please, please, please drop me a question, give me a call, anything like that. We have 2 book talks, Mark's and Debbie's, and I think they're both up right now. So browse them both and pick one to jump in and make that your big home for the week. Student writers are coming in. I am wicked psyched to start reading. I'll be doing that this weekend, and you will be hearing from me. Reactions is sort of a place to really ask those big questions, talk about questions that they raised, questions they answered, that sort of thing. I'm glad there's no one in there just yet, because I do want people to spend a little time reading before they get into it. We're going to be exploring these links this week and next, so don't be overwhelmed. Please don't think, oh my gosh, there's so many links here, we'll just never be able to do all this. We will. We're just going to go at it a little slowly, and that's why I held off posting this forum, because I didn't want people to jump in and start posting. I want people to go away, explore, look at things, and come back, and we'll join the forum then. I think it's always a little tricky to get things fired up and rolling again after a 2-week spring break. It's not my choice, it's UMaine's. But let's do that. It's amazing. We are really the last month of this class, so essentially something like 4 weeks more, or 5 weeks more at the very most. It's going to go amazingly quick before the semester's over. So put your best foot in. The more you put in, the more you get out of it. All right, any questions, fire them away, and I look forward to seeing you in the course.